So let's begin with our assembly and deassembly assignment. This is the emergency light today, which I am going to deassemble first and then I will assemble it again. I can show you that this is in working state. It has two levels of control, one very low then high. So now I am going to deassemble it. It has total 4 screws at the back and 3 at the top. Let's open them out. For deassembling this, I am using the set of screw drivers of Tapedi. From here I am choosing the star shaped screw, this one. Let's begin with this. I have removed all these screws and let us open this top panel first. So here you can see that these are the two tube-like structures. Actually there is an LED board written which lies beneath this, and these all LEDs are numbered from 1 to 34, so there are 17 in this, 17 in this, and all these are connected to a positive and a negative, and this positive and negative wire. Let's remove this one. So here is a charging port attached. Let's take it out. So this panel aside. So these all positive and negative terminal, the wire runs from here and goes to this motherboard. So you can see that as I am switching on and off this switch, the LED glows, and this LED light actually is magnified by this tube-like structure, this one, which gives us more light. So there are 34 LEDs, and let's take this out from here. This is the switching material which is connected to the switch on the motherboard. So there are basically 3 components: one this LED panel, one is battery, and the one is motherboard. And from motherboard this charging port is attached, which connects to the AC source. This battery is a rechargeable battery. Here is the positive and negative terminal. You can see that there is some liquid over here. Yeah, so this I have removed all these screws, and let us open this top panel first. So here you can see that these are the two tube-like structures. Actually there is an LED board written which lies beneath this, and these all LEDs are numbered from 1 to 34, so there are 17 in this, 17 in this, and all these are connected to a positive and a negative, and this positive and negative wire. Let's remove this one. So here is a charging port attached. Let's take it out. So this panel aside. So these all positive and negative terminal, the wire runs from here and goes to this motherboard. So you can see that as I am switching on and off this switch, the LED glows, and this LED light actually is magnified by this tube-like structure, this one, which gives us more light. So there are 34 LEDs, and let's take this out from here. This is the switching material which is connected to the switch on the motherboard. So there are basically 3 components: one this LED panel, one is battery and the one is motherboard, and from motherboard this charging port is attached, which connects to the AC source. So this is the black color is the battery and this is the motherboard. Now let's have a look at what are the components attached to this motherboard. One thing let me mention that all the components are soldered at the back, and this silver color panel, this is a conducting material. So you can see that these all are soldered at the back. So this charging port is connected to AC1 over here and AC2 over here, as it is clearly visible. So this charging material actually takes power from the AC supply that we produce, and it stores the power in the battery. So this motherboard has overall a capacitor, this one, which is of 100 nanofarad and 50 volts breakdown voltage, and there are a few resistors. This is a resistor, here is also 3 resistor, and here is 1 resistor. These all resistors are numbered as R1, R2, R3 and R4. So this one is R6 and this one is R7. There are 2 diodes connected. This one is diode 1, this one is diode 2 connected to D6 and D5 panel. This diode, this light region which is unshaded type, this one is the positive side of the diode, and the other one is the negative side of this diode. Now as you can see that our light is working, so we need not to check. We no need to check the working states of all the circuit element. But if your LED are not glowing, then you need to check out that which circuit element is actually faulty. For checking that, we need to connect the potential difference or the voltmeter across the different circuit elements. Like for if we want to check the diode, that our diode is working in the circuit or not, and for checking diode, we will first connect it in forward bias, and we will have a finite reading on the the voltmeter, and then we will connect them in reverse bias, and we will get if we will get infinite range over there, then we come to know that our diode is fine. But if not, the opposite way occurs, then it is not in a working state. So this switch panel, let me show you this way. So the switch is present at this end, and this has 3 different values. For this one, this is low, then at middle it is off, and this one it has a higher voltage potential difference. It takes more power from the battery and glows at a higher intensity level. So there are this LED connected to the motherboard is when we connect the charging port into the AC source, then this LED glows, indicating that there is a potential difference across these 2 points, and our battery is actually storing the power, that is, it is charging. So this is all about its internal things. And one more thing, that this capacitor is actually of non-polarizable type, and if this is faulty or not, you want to check, then connect it across the voltmeter, and if it shows no response, that means it is working fine, as this is a non-polarizable capacitor. And if it shows some reading value on the voltmeter, then that means it is faulty, so we need to replace it. So that's all. Let's assemble it again on this board. Now I am assembling it again. I have kept this motherboard. I will attach this switch and fix it in this way. this charging port to this outlet so that its mouth remains outside. And I will attach just like this, and this top panel. And actually this LED board goes into this one, and it rests over this and then it is fixed in this way such that LED lies just beneath these two tubes for taking light. It should be just beneath, or the intensity of the light will be reduced. So I have fixed this one, and after this let's attach this panel. Once it is fixed properly, we are going to screw them in the same manner as we open it. So we are done with our assembly part, and let's check out that it is working or not. So at high it is high, and at low it is low. So we have successfully completed out this assembly and disassembly of this emergency light. And now we also have a slider over here so that we can hang it somewhere, or we can hold it in our hands to carry. So this was my assembly and disassembly assignment. Thank you, and I learned a lot from this.